Well, it's time now to bring in our political panel. Former New South Wales Liberal leader Kerry Chikarovski and former Labor advisor and Svengali and founder of Hawker-Britton, Bruce Hawker. Let's start with Fadden. Kerry Chikarovski, you can open the batting here.
Well, look, obviously not surprised about the result, thought we would actually win. Although I must say there were a few people nervous last week when I was talking to them who thought there would be a swing against the Liberal Party. So I am very relieved.
Not well-informed people talking to.
Yeah, no, I think there was a nervousness. I mean, I do actually think there's been a nervousness.
That would be natural. Right?
Well, and the Liberal Party campaigned on the issues that they thought people were concerned about, obviously cost of living, and that proved to be true. And if you listen to some of the reports of people on the booths, that's what people were talking about. You know, mums and dads talking about we're struggling with our mortgage. Even in places like the Gold Coast, we're struggling with our mortgage, we're struggling with buying food. So I think they picked the right topic. The people who should be most nervous about that result, I think, are the Labor Party in Queensland, because I think the Palaszczuk government would be looking at that and going, I wonder if that's going to reflect.
Yeah, it'll be a tough fight for them. Yep. Bruce Hawker?
Yeah, look, I largely agree with that. I think it was looking like one of those elections where it could go really horribly wrong for Dutton if there hadn't been a swing to the opposition. It was a modest swing, but it was enough for him to take some credit for it. I don't think that reflects too much about what the national mood is at the moment. I think Queensland is different, discuss it. Or as an ex-Queenslander, I can talk about that for hours. Might be because, I don't know, Canberra had the Brisbane line drawn back in the Second World War. That's what I was told when I was a kid, why no one trusted Canberra. So there's always that sort of sense in Queensland that they're a bit different. Yeah. But having said that, the poll today also shows that there's the effects of the cost of living impact is starting to be felt by the government.
Absolutely.
And perhaps more worrying, Bruce, is the Voice Newspoll. That would be a blow for the government if it went down.
It won't be, obviously it'd be bad on a number of fronts. I mean, the government, particularly the Prime Minister, pushed it hard and are very supportive of it, I think for all the right reasons. But it's struggling, as indicated by Newspoll.
Well, does your experience say it'll lose?
Yes, I think it will lose, the way things are going at the moment. I mean, unless there's a remarkable turnaround with direct sort of communication campaigns, which I think the Yes campaign is starting to ramp up now, going to sporting clubs and so forth to try to get people whose clubs endorse the Yes vote to follow suit. But the only thing I find curious about that poll was that there's been a big jump in the number of women who are saying they're going to vote no, and a big jump in the number of men who are saying they're going to vote yes. So I don't know if you've got a view about that, Kerry, but I find that curious.
Yeah.
Well, I think that reflects the fact that women are the people. It's the women who are in the supermarkets. It's the women who are taking the kids to school and having to fill a car up with petrol. It's the women who are worrying about how much the family is spending at the moment, and I think that's what they're concentrating on. They're not actually thinking about the Voice as much. It's something over there, it's in the future, it's complicated, they're not really focused on it, and if they're not focused on it, they're not going to support it. Because I keep saying, and people I go on other programs and people have a go at me, but I keep saying, and I've been saying it since day one, unless people understand what they're voting for, they're going to vote no. But I think, interesting about, if you just to bring Fadden back into it for a minute. I mean, it's interesting that the state which seems to be most dead set against the Voice is the one which supported the coalition at this by-election, and I wonder whether there was any of the Voice in that vote as well.
Peter Dutton tried to make it a bit about the Voice.
Well, and if it is, then I think that needs to be something that the Parliament will perhaps reflect a little bit more so at the next election, if it's still an issue around the next election. Yeah. Now, hopefully it'll all be over by then, but if the Prime Minister's concerned about it going down, he may decide to defer it. Who knows? We don't really know what's going on yet.